Did you miss the tax deadline? Well, you can still file after the tax return deadline, and you should do so right away. Hi, I'm Dan Urban, tax attorney with the Gordon Law Group, and today I'm going to tell you everything you need to know if you have to file late. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below if you have any questions. Let's look at two scenarios. The first scenario is where you file a return late, but you're due a refund. In this case, there is no late file penalty, but keep in mind that you only got 3 years from the original due date of that return to file and receive your refund back to you. The second scenario is if you file taxes late and you owe tax. Now, if this applies to you, you've got to file and pay as soon as you can, because we're going to start having to talk about penalties for filing and paying late. The most significant penalty in this situation is the failure to file penalty. Failure to file penalty is 5% per month or part of months, capping out at 25% after only 6 months. Our next penalty is the failure to pay penalty, which is 0.5% per month or part of months. So as you can tell, if you do the math, you can see it's far worse to not file than it is to not pay. So even if you can't pay, it's important that you get that return on the books. Now let's say you never file at all. So what'll happen here is the IRS will take any income documents they have in your account, W-2s, 1099s, and they will file for you. They will make the worst possible return they can make with that income. No deductions, no credits, no dependents, no nothing, just the maximum amount of tax that they can assess by law. And then they will start sending you notices and collection notices, and it's going to be an amount of tax that is far higher than you'd owe if you just filed by yourself. And now I often get asked, what happens if I file an extension? Does that protect me from these penalties? Well, yes and no. An extension does protect you from the failure to file penalty as long as you file by October 15th. And the failure to file penalty, as I'm sure you remember, is the worst one, 5% a month. It does not protect you, however, from the failure to pay penalty. Whether you file an extension or not, the entire amount of the tax due is still due by April 15th, or they're going to start charging you penalties for not paying as well. So when you file that extension, you want to make sure that if you're expecting a balance due, you make that good faith payment and try and pay off all of the tax by April 15th, whether you're extending or not. Now, if we're filing late, we've been talking a lot about penalties, but there is one more head to this monster, and that is interest. IRS will also charge you a market rate of interest. It changes every quarter, but that is another amount you'll have to pay on any unpaid tax if you file late. Now, what happens if you can't pay your taxes? Well, you still definitely want to file. Again, the penalty for not filing is way worse than not paying. I would still file the return. You're going to have a few months until you start getting IRS notices about the balance due. The IRS does have a robust suite of resolution options, including payment plans, hardship status, all the way up to settlement if you qualify. So there are options out there. It's most important that you get the return on file and limit any penalties as much as possible. Now, of course, if you've missed the deadline and don't want to tackle this problem all by yourself, I recommend you reach out to us at the Gordon Law Group. Hey, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below if you have any questions. And we will see you in the next video.